Hello, yogis. Welcome to our Wednesday class. It's Wednesday, May 27th. And as you can see, I have some extra gongs behind me. And in today's Shavasana, I'm going to play those for you while we're in our Shavasana. I was listening to a radio talk show today on WAMU, and the person being interviewed was the author of a new book, The Breath, a New Science of a Lost Art. I think that's the title, but I'll put the title in the description below. I've decided to order this book after listening to the speaker. But in this book, the author was talking about the breath. And I would say that it's not exactly fair to say that it's a lost art, because in yoga we talk quite a bit about the breath and the importance of the breath and breathing techniques. But in the book, there was a study that was done where some medical professionals, two of them, one in Sweden and one in the U.S., decided to look at the difference between mouth breathing and nose breathing. And so in this experiment, they plugged up their nose for a week and breathed through their mouth, and then after the week unplugged and then through the nose to look at the effect on the health and well-being of the body. And what was found was that breathing through the mouth led to more snoring, less ability to sleep well, and other sorts of problems, whereas breathing through the nose alleviated those problems. Now, it turns out, if I'm remembering correctly, there's about 30% of people tend to breathe more through their mouth, and maybe some more than others. And so this kind of mouth breathing is not thought of as being healthy. And so we should focus on breathing through the nose. And just like if you have a clogged pipe, if you don't run water through it to clean it out and establish the flow, the same thing with the nose. If we don't breathe through the nose, then we don't have a good flow through the nose. And so I guess the term was you have to use it or you'll lose it. And furthermore, there was talking about the right side, the right nostril, versus the left nostril. And in yoga, we talk about these as the nadis, the balancing of the nadis, the left and right side, the left side being the side of the moon, of calmness, and the right side being the side of fire or sun. And so, in fact, in the medical studies, what they were finding was that, in fact, breathing through the right nostril actually more activates the body, and breathing through the left nostril tends to passivate and bring the body to homeostasis. And so this is something that yogis have known for many, many years, centuries, millennia, in fact. And we even have a breathing practice called nadi shodhana, which is breathing or balancing the nadis by switching breathing through the right and left nostril. And we'll do that at the end of our practice today. So it's important that we understand that breathing through the nose is healthy, and it helps us to avoid catching colds and flu, because the nose actually acts as a filter, and the mucous membranes of the nose can collect particles, particulates, and also bacteria and viruses, and flush them out. And so what's found is that, for example, on a cruise ship where flus can break out pretty rapidly on a flu ship and in a closed space like this, that people that breathe through the nose tend to catch less or less susceptible to catching colds and flu. And perhaps this is something good to know with this coronavirus pandemic. I don't know that there's exactly a study that shows anything like that, but at least it's been shown for other kinds of flus and colds. So let's get started with our practice, sitting up nice and tall, and we'll start with our breath. So let's begin to deepen our breath and breathe through your nose, if you can. Breathing in slowly for 4 counts. And exhaling for 4. The balanced breath. And as we do this, I'll speak a little bit more. The body actually has erectile tissue inside the nose, and these tissues actually throughout the day, I think the timing is between 30 minutes and 3 hours, the body automatically switches between the left and the right side on its own. And the proper functioning of that process is important for balancing the body, the hormones in the body, the condition of the body. And as you breathe through your nose with this balanced breath, perhaps you might even have some sense of whether the right side is more clear than the left. And this can change throughout the day on its own. As we sit for a moment longer with our breath, just take a moment to settle anything that you feel unsettled through the day. Let it go, at least to put it away for now, and it can be dealt with later. So we bring ourselves into this present moment, into this practice, into this what we're doing. And it's good to also set in your mind a very clear intention of what it is you want in this practice. Some of us might be here for a good workout. That's a good intention to have, to make it clear to yourself. Some of us maybe want to dissipate some anxiety or stress that we develop through the day, to move to a deeper state of calmness, and that's a nice intention as well. So decide what your purpose or intention for the practice is for you today. And make it clear in your mind. If we know what it is very clearly, we can move directly to it instead of wandering around, not knowing where we're going. And from here we'll come onto our backs to start. So come onto your back with your knees bent, laying with the back of your head against the mat, the knees bent, drawing your heels in towards your bottom and your arms at your sides on the floor. And as you breathe in, lift your hips off the floor, come up onto the shoulders, and at the same time let the arms swing up and back behind you into a bridge shape. As you exhale, we'll tuck the knees into the chest. Then as the breath flows in, flex your heels, extend them up toward the sky, and extend the arms back behind you once more. And as you exhale, we'll come back to the starting position with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Let's repeat the cycle, rising up into bridge as you breathe in. Exhaling as you tuck the knees into the chest. Inhaling, extending the heels up, the arms back, flexing the heels. Exhaling, lowering the feet to the floor. Let's repeat this 3 more times, moving slowly. And as we come into the final cycle, as we extend the heels up toward the sky, we'll remain in that shape. And if you're having difficulty staying here, you can place your hands behind your thighs to offer yourself some support and help. Or you can have your arms up and over behind you if you're comfortable with that. Coming back to the starting position, lower your feet to the floor, arms at your sides, and take a moment to relax. Let's draw the knees into the chest and begin to rock forward and back, rolling along your spine. And we'll rock up, crossing the legs and coming up onto our hands and knees. Wiggle your hips around, maybe make a circle or a figure 8. Notice how the spine feels, especially perhaps the lower back. And from here, we'll take the right foot and step it between the hands into our low lunge. Take a breath in, and as you breathe in, extend the crown of the head away. And as you exhale, slowly move back, lifting the ball of the right foot off the floor, moving into the hurdler shape. Let's come forward as we draw the breath in. And exhale as we move back. Moving back just until you feel a gentle tug in your hamstrings. Warming ourselves up gently. As we come next into the hurdler shape, let's stay for a moment. And as you stay, try to tilt your tail up toward the sky and be gentle. The heel is flexed. We press the ball of the foot away, pressing it away, staying for a moment. Then coming forward into the low lunge variation, and we'll rise up into the crescent lunge as we breathe in. And exhale, lower the hands down. And let's repeat. Rising into the crescent lunge, let's stay for a moment. Firmly draw your navel in towards your spine as you exhale. As we stay in the shape, let's lower the arms and interlink the fingers behind, lifting the shoulders up and expanding the chest. Breathing deeply. Let's release the fingers, bring the hands to the floor, and we'll move back into the downward facing dog. And stay for a moment. Firmly draw your navel in towards your spine as you exhale. Let's lower once more onto our knees and step the left foot between the hands. As we did before, inhale, extend the crown of the head away. Exhale, gently move back into hurdler shape. The weather's been very nice the past few days, and I've had a chance to ride my bike a bit, which has been something that I like to do. Or I shouldn't say it is something I like to do. And on the next cycle, let's remain for a moment. Firmly draw your navel in towards your spine as you exhale. Coming forward, prepare to rise up into the crescent lunge as you breathe in. Exhale, lower the hands down. Rise up as you breathe in. Exhale, down. And now we'll stay. Let's lower the arms, and we'll interlink the fingers behind as we did before and expand the chest. And release the fingers, stepping back into downward facing dog. As you come into the down dog, let's slowly pedal our heels. Pressing one toward the mat gently, and then the other. Alternating them slowly. Coming to a stop,
Extend your bottom away toward the back wall, lengthening the spine. And then we'll step the right foot between the hands to prepare to come into the high lunge. Step into the low lunge first, then rise into the high lunge. And stay for a moment. Lowering down, bringing the hands to the floor, send your right arm up toward the sky and come into a twist. And here as you exhale, draw the navel in and twist it toward the sky. Lower the hand down and step back into down dog. Step your left foot between your hands into low lunge. Then rise up into the high lunge. Staying for a moment here. Let's lower. And this time we'll send the left arm up to come into our twist. Lowering the hand down, step back into your downward facing dog. From here, gaze between your hands, and as you draw the breath in, walk towards your hands and bring your legs hip distance apart, your feet hip distance apart. With the knees bent, feel your waist against your thighs and squeeze your ankles toward each other in a gentle forward bend. Preparing for chair, bend the knees. Rise into the chair as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Rising into chair. Exhale and fold. Continue this 3 more times. On the last cycle, remain in the chair. Let's rise up, lower your arms, standing in mountain. Very good. From here, standing at the front of your mat, we'll move back into the chair shape as you draw the breath in. Exhale and fold, and step back into downward facing dog. Come into your plank as you breathe in, and as you exhale, lower down, pointing your toes and reaching your legs back, lifting one leg off the floor, reaching it back, and then the other. Then we'll come up onto our forearms, placing the elbows more or less under the shoulders. As you breathe in, lift the chest, keeping the pelvis tucked under as you do so. Exhale and release. And this time as you breathe in, lifting the chest and bending the right knee, bringing the heel towards your bottom, and then going to the other side. Feels a little bit warm in my house today. Almost like a hot yoga day for me. How about for you? Let's begin to bend both knees at the same time. As you breathe in, bending the knees, flexing the heels, drawing them in towards your bottom. And release it, lowering down. We'll prepare for the cobra, placing your hands on either side of your chest, again extending the legs back, elbows drawn in against your sides, pelvis tucked under. Rise into cobra as you breathe in. Exhale as you lower. And let's continue. On the next cycle, let's remain in the cobra for a few breaths. Breathe deep into your heart center and expand the chest with your breath. Lowering down, we'll come up onto our hands and knees and sit back in child's pose. Let yourself release. Rise up onto your hands and knees, tuck the toes under, press back into down dog. Preparing for warrior one, step your left foot between your hands, pivot the right heel, and rise into warrior one. As you breathe in, the arms extend up. As you exhale, straighten your leg and lower your arms. As you inhale, extend the arms up and prepare to move into pyramid. As you exhale, extend, fold into pyramid. Moving into warrior one as you breathe in. Exhale and moving out. Let's repeat. On the next cycle, we'll come into warrior one and remain there for a few breaths. Staying, firmly drawing the navel in towards your spine as you exhale. Let's straighten the leg and lower the arms. And now we'll move into the pyramid shape and stay for a few breaths there. Exhale, extend, fold, and remain in pyramid. Coming up to your fingertips, lift the chest and straighten your spine so it's parallel with the floor. We'll take the right hand and put it next to the left big toe. As we extend the left arm up, we come into a twist, revolve triangle. And as you exhale, draw the navel in and twist it toward the sky. Lowering the arm down, step back into your downward facing dog. And now we'll prepare for warrior one, stepping the right leg between the hands, or the right foot. Let's step the right foot between the hands, pivoting the left heel, rising into warrior one as you draw the breath in. Exhale, straightening the leg as you lower your arms. Inhale, up, and prepare to come into pyramid. Rising into warrior one as you breathe in. Exhale as you move out. And let's continue. On the next cycle, we'll prepare to stay in warrior one. Let's stay. Are you breathing through your nose? Straightening the leg, lowering the arms. And now we prepare for pyramid. Extend the arms up, extend, fold, and stay for a moment here. Come up to your fingertips and lift the chest so the spine is parallel with the floor. Bring your left hand next to your right big toe and extend the right arm up to come into your revolved triangle. And as before, as you exhale, draw the navel in and twist it toward the sky. Lower the arm down and step back into downward facing dog. Gazing between the hands, walk towards your hands and rise into a half bend, lifting the chest. Fold as you exhale, rising all the way up and lowering your arms to your sides, standing in mountain. From here, we'll come into a shape to release any tension in our quadriceps, called the King Dancer. So stand with your feet parallel, hip distance apart. Float your right foot off the floor. See if you can hook your shin. So we draw the knees toward each other. As we draw the heel in toward the bottom, tuck your pelvis under. Finding your balance. And begin to hinge, flexing the right heel, pressing it toward the sky. Let's rise up and lower the foot down, taking a moment to adjust. Are you ready for the other side? Let's float the left foot off the floor, hooking the shin, drawing the knees toward each other, flexing the heel, keeping the pelvis tucked under. And then see if you can hinge. Let's rise up and step down and take a moment to adjust. Take your hands behind your thighs and fold forward for a moment. Let's hang upside down for just a moment. If you feel comfortable with it, bring your opposite hands to your elbows and sway a little bit side to side like a rag doll. From here, we'll rise up, extend the arms up to the sky, lower them to your sides, and standing in mountain. Preparing for a side bend, bring your legs together. Keep the pelvis tucked under and your knees soft. Extend your right arm up, and at first, begin with the spinal extension. So extend the arm, extend the crown of the head toward the sky, and feel the spine lengthen. And once you have that, we begin to bend to the right, but we continue extending away as we do this. Lift away, and work more with the extension than about the bending. Let's come back up. Stay for a moment. Notice how your left and right sides feel. And prepare for the other side, raising the left arm. Create the extension. Keep the pelvis tucked under, knees soft, and gently bend to the other side. Breathe deeply into that side that's facing the sky. Firmly drawing the navel in toward the spine as you exhale. And let's release, lowering the arm, and we'll step the feet hip distance apart. Standing at the front of your mat, take a breath in, extend the arms up, and let's fold forward as we exhale. Rise into half bend and step back into downward facing dog as you exhale. Let's step the left foot between the hands and prepare for extended side angle. Pivot the right heel And try to scoot your right heel back maybe another inch to deepen this lunge. Bring your left forearm on your thigh, your right hand on your side, and turn. From here, as you breathe in, straighten the left leg, extend the left arm up. And as you exhale, we'll bring the right arm up and over into our extended side angle. Let's repeat this. Let's take one more cycle, and then we'll prepare to stay. This time we stay. Be still. Lowering the right hand down, we'll step back into our downward facing dog. Now step your right foot between your hands, pivot the left heel. Place your right forearm on your thigh, left hand on your side, and turn. Maybe scooting the left heel back another inch or two. Let's rise up as we breathe in. Exhale into extended side angle. Rise up. Exhale. Extended side angle. Continuing. And on the next cycle, prepare to stay. Lowering the left hand down, let's step back into our downward facing dog. Prepare for four-limb stick. Come into your plank or choose the half plank with your knees on the floor. As you exhale, move forward and bend your elbows into four-limb stick. Rise into the up dog, tucking the pelvis under and lifting the chest, and press back into down dog as you exhale. Let's repeat. Plank or half plank. Exhaling into four-limb stick. Inhaling into up dog. Exhaling into down dog. Once more. Plank. Four-limb stick. Up dog. And let's remain in down dog for a few cycles of breath. Gazing between your hands, walk towards your hands as you draw the breath in, lifting the chest in a half bend. Exhale, fold, rise up, and lower your arms to your sides, standing in mountain. Extend the arms up and prepare to fold forward. Rise into half bend and step back into down dog as you exhale. Let's raise the right leg. At first, the heel only the height of your hip. Flex the heel, internally rotate the thigh, toes pointing downwards. Then we'll bend the knee and rotate the knee to point up. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, step between your hands to prepare for Warrior Two. Pivot the left heel, extend the left arm out, or sweep it up, over, and opening into Warrior Two. Straighten your right leg and extend the right arm up as you breathe in. As you exhale, extend the arms apart, reach away. As you inhale, lower the right arm and take the left arm up and over. Exhale, extend the arms apart. Inhale and rise up. Repeat the cycle. Exhale, extend, inhale, arm is up and over. Exhale, extend, inhale, up,
And this time, we're going to move into our triangle shape and stay. Trikonasana. Lower your left arm to your side, bend the right knee, rise into reverse warrior. And as you exhale, swing the arms over the head. Hands come down to the floor and step back into down dog. I'm turning the other way so I can be facing you. Now we'll lift the left leg. At first, hip height. Internally rotate the thigh, press the heel away. Bend the knee and turn it toward the sky. And as you exhale, step between the hands. Pivoting the right heel, open into warrior two. Lowering the right arm, straighten the left leg, extend the left arm up. Exhale, reach away. Inhale, lowering the left arm, the right arm up and over. Exhale, extend away. Inhale, rise up. And repeat the cycle. Continuing. On the next cycle, we'll prepare to come into our triangle and remain there. Extend the right arm up, turn your gaze toward the sky. Let yourself be still. Lowering the right arm, bend the left knee, rise into reverse warrior. Swinging the arms over the head, hands to the floor, step back into your downward facing dog. And from here, we'll lower onto our knees and sit back in child's pose. Let's take a break for a moment here and let yourself release. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. Knees are under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. And we'll make this slightly asymmetrical by taking the right knee and moving it back an inch or two. So now the knees are slightly off from each other. Take a breath in. Try to keep your tail through the center as you sit back. And then come back up. And let's repeat this 2 more times. After finishing the third one, bring your knees parallel once more, and then we'll switch to the left knee, moving back an inch or two. Slowly move back as you exhale. And rise up. Once more. Bring your knees back to parallel, and let's once more come into our child's pose and just stay for a moment longer. Let's rise up. Cross your legs and come into a seat in the easy pose. I've refused to turn on my air conditioner yet. How about you? Are you running yours? Soon, I probably will. Let's bring our feet together. Wrap your fingers around the toes, and you can add a very gentle kind of butterfly movement with your thighs. The important thing here is that the spine is straight. And don't worry where your legs are. They might be a little higher for some of us. Just go where you can feel comfortable. Very good. Let's lift up the left knee, take the leg around behind, and then open your knees so that there's right angles. Now, it may not be comfortable on this side here, and if it isn't, you can take a block or a pillow and slide it under that side, bottom, so you can sit on the block and just let the hip release. And just stay for a moment. Be wary of what your spine is doing so you're not cranking yourself to one side. Add that spinal extension to lift up, extending the crown of the head toward the sky gently. And just staying for a moment. And from here, we'll bring the leg back. You can take a moment to feel how this side feels compared to that. Notice any difference that you might feel. And let's go to the other side now. Coming into like a zigzag position. And just letting the hip release. Now let's bring the leg back. Stay for a moment. And from here, extend your legs forward. And we'll prepare to twist. Take your hands and slide the flesh of your bottom back away from you to expose your sits bones. Then bend your left knee and draw your heel in towards you. Make sure your spine is straight. We'll now cross the leg. Again, straighten the spine and decide if you want to keep the right leg as it is or if you prefer to bend your knee. Now we'll extend the left arm up as we breathe in. Exhale, bring it around behind you. Extend the other arm up, lengthen as you breathe in. And as you exhale, either gently holding with your hand against your thigh or possibly crossing the elbow as you turn your head to look over your shoulder. Churning the navel center as you exhale. Let's unwind, and we'll prepare for the other side. Coming first into the staff pose, as we did before, then bending your right knee, drawing it in and straightening the spine, crossing the foot, and deciding, as you did before, whether you like to have the left leg extended or you prefer to bend the knee. Again, straightening the spine, extend the right arm up, lengthen as you breathe in. Exhale, bring the arm behind you, extend the left arm up. Again, lengthen as you breathe in. Exhale, either gently holding the thigh with your palm or possibly crossing the elbow. As you turn your head, look over your shoulder and churn the navel center. As you exhale, draw the navel in and twist it in the direction of your turn. Let's release and extend the legs forward. From here, we're going to be coming into a half pigeon. So it's a different hip opening, but the twist should have prepared us for this. So come onto your hands and knees and take your right knee and slide it to the edge of your mat behind your wrist. You can walk the left leg a little further back, but make sure your pelvis is parallel with the floor. Take a moment to let yourself settle. And if you're already feeling a lot of sensation, this is where you should stay. Or you can choose to come a little bit closer to the ground, take your time, and find a place where you can be comfortable. And let yourself relax. Let's come up, and we'll step back into our downward facing dog. Moving back onto your hands and knees, we'll take the left knee out to the edge of the mat, maybe walking the right leg a little further behind, squaring the hips, and taking a moment to settle here. Let yourself relax. And then you can very gently come closer down, finding a place where you can be at ease in the half pigeon. Let's slowly come up, and we'll step back into our down dog. Come forward into plank, lowering down, and prepare for bow. Extend your legs back. Bend one knee and grab your shin. Then the other. Flexing the heels, drawing the knees toward each other. Press the heels up, press the shins away, and feel the chest expand. Let's release it. Turn your head to one side and rest your cheek on your mat. Then we'll turn the head the other way.
Coming up onto your hands and knees, we'll rise up kneeling now. Bringing your arms behind you, stack one palm on top of the other. As you inhale, extend the left arm up. And as you exhale, slowly come down, turning your gaze to the right, away from the extended arm, bringing the left temple toward your mat. Rise back up as you breathe in. And lower the arm, going to the other side. Extend the right arm up. Exhale, turning your gaze to the left. Rising back up as you breathe in. And lowering the arm back to the first side. Very good. And then the right arm. Let's repeat this once more on each side. Left arm. And then the right arm. Very good. Extend both arms up, and let's slowly come down, back into the child's pose, and remain for a moment. Come up onto your hands and knees, cross your ankles, and let's roll onto our backs. Coming onto your back, resting your head back on the mat. And let's make ourselves comfortable for our Shavasana. Breathing through your nose and relaxing and letting go. And as we lay here, I'll play the gongs a bit for you.
Continue to relax and let go. Smoothing your breath out. Please begin to deepen your breath a bit and wiggle your fingers and toes, your arms and your legs, your hips and your shoulders. Maybe turning the head slightly, wiggling the head too. And slowly roll onto your left side. And from there, slowly come up, sitting as you were in the start. Before we go into the Nadi Shodhana exercise, balancing the nadis, we'll first work with the balanced breath, or I should say the breath of fire. So, if you remember, the breath of fire involves a bellows breath, the navel moving in and out at a pace that's comfortable for you, and the air flowing in and out through the nostrils. And I like to start with this because the breath of fire also helps us clear the nostrils out, helps to open up those nasal passages. So let's straighten the spine. Let's begin with just some deep breaths, the balanced breath. And when you feel ready, begin to bring in the breath of fire. Exhale out completely. Then draw the breath in deeply. And then exhale. Now for the Nadi Shodhana, what we'll be doing is we're going to be very gently pinching one nostril and then the other. So we want to direct the air through only one. So imagine we'll start with the left nostril. This is your left side, this is my left side. The left nostril will inhale in through the left. And then we'll change so that we can exhale out the right. And then we'll inhale in the right nostril, and then we'll change and exhale out the left. So this is a slow and deep breath, just changing from one to the other. So we'll be starting with the breath in on the left and going back and forth. And when we end, we want to end with the breath out on the left. So we want to end with the same one that we started with, so it's balanced. We'll do this maybe around 10 cycles or so. And remember, it's not a hard squeeze on your nostrils, just enough of a touch so that you're bringing the breath in one and not the other. You ready to start? So let's take a deep breath in. We'll inhale in, we'll exhale out, and then we'll raise the right arm and we'll breathe in through the left and out the right. Okay? So let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out, starting with the left nostril, breathing in. Then switching to exhale out the right. Breathing in the right. And then switching to exhale out the left. And so continue on with that. Remember to complete your last cycle, coming to your last one now, with an exhale on the left. And after you're finished, close your eyes and take a moment to be still and notice how you feel. So if we had 10 cycles, that was 20 breaths in total, wasn't it? Not that much, was it? And notice how you feel. Balanced. So please join me with 3 ohms to finish our practice tonight. Bring your hands together. Take a deep breath in. Om. 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 Have a nice evening. Shanti Namaste. Thank you for practicing together. Enjoy your evening and have a beautiful sleep.